Thank you, Chairman. And thank you, our witnesses, for your testimony today. Mr. John Casaredi from the Air Marshals Association, thank you so much for being here. And I also want to thank the men and women of Federal Air Marshals and the work that you've done and to keep us all safe, and really appreciate, especially those of us who fly very frequently. We appreciate the good work that your members do. In your testimony, you described some of the challenges facing air marshals, including their punishing schedule. Would you please walk us through what kind of schedule would be typical for an air marshal during a given week? When they're asked to perform or be on a flight, what information do they have? What training do they have? What is expected of them? And how taxing could that be?
Yes, Ranking Member, there's a regular day would be unknown at this point because schedule changes happen all the time. They'll pretty much be on standby, which affects their personal lives. They may be called to get on a flight early. They may be told at the end of their shift to be on a flight that lasts for 8 or 9 hours. So a lot of the problems that the FAMs face is that they're in families, they have childcare, there's dogs to walk, there's things to do that can't be dropped at the drop of a hat. As far as the long work days are concerned, our international missions can run on our longest haul flights, 16 to 20 hours, and that doesn't include the pre-mission briefings, doesn't include the breakdown or the meeting with foreign authorities to lock up weapons, getting to the hotel. By the time you actually have your time to yourself, you may have worked a triple shift and you're pretty much wiped out. But then you gotta go to sleep, find food in some cases, off times at the destination city, and get your sleep in, maybe get a workout if you can, and get right back on the aircraft and do it again. So you're working on a constant sleep deprivation and your circadian rhythm is knocked out of whack. A problem that we found over the years is the other demands that you have to meet when you get back, specifically going into the office, doing specific training, even things like firearms or physical fitness becomes really hard because you're on this huge sleep deprivation. You're away from your children, your families, you're groggy, you cannot keep up with what's going on at home because you're so disjointed. That's one of the things I was mentioning before about families being torn apart and crumbling. You can't get it all together when you're on this constant 27-day deployment that's lasted in some cases for 20 years.
Thank you. And Dr. Sherman, I have in 2020, GAO heard from many air marshals that they were experiencing extreme fatigue, mental health issues, difficulty maintaining a healthy diet, and increased frequency of illness. GAO also cited survey data showing that only 44% of air marshals felt protected from health and safety hazards. What action did GAO recommend TSA should take to address these health concerns?
Thank you. So 2 in particular I'd like to highlight from that work. One has to do with scheduling guidelines and ensuring that there's adherence by FAMs to the TSA scheduling guidance for those air marshals. That wasn't something that was being documented, and that is some action that FAMS has since taken. Also, there are other quality of life considerations that had come up in terms of physical fitness assessments. And while those assessments were being carried out on a regular basis, they weren't also being documented. There wasn't a lot of information that was easily accessible, and there wasn't information in some type of a system that would allow FAMs to look across the workforce and really better understand the physical fitness and, of course, some of the mental health issues as well of the workforce. So we made those recommendations. I just wanted to also add that for this committee, we are planning to start up work in the near term to look at DHS law enforcement officers' mental health and wellness, and we look forward to supporting the committee's oversight in that area.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sherman, and my time is up, so I yield back.
Thank you to the ranking member. I now recognize the